This one is not in our list.
So if I was to sit down here and start running it, do you run it from that?
Yes. Put it on the first.
I just want, okay, good. Yeah. So I was just wondering if,
Les Paul.
Les Paul?
Les Paul. L2S Paul.
I know the password.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, L2.
Yeah.
S Paul. Okay, right. Okay, so that's all. I was just wondering if this had been salvaged at all, and so if it's left alone, this is good.
Yeah.
So we can get into it.
No, I didn't want to touch it.
All right, it looks.
It's in disarray because I had to keep messing with it, but I haven't had a chance to clean it up.
Well, there's a lot of wires that don't go anywhere too.
Yeah, that too.
Extra keyboards.
They did at one point.
So we have a switch.
That switch I used for Bonjour.
Oh, okay. So where is the conformance testing on the setup?
The conformance test is used by this machine. Usually I just SSH into it. I don't think I have a monitor hooked up to it at the moment.
It's IP. Okay, it says IPv6 conformance on there.
Yeah.
It's also a Linux box.
It's FreeBSD.
Oh, FreeBSD.
Yeah, you have to run conformance on FreeBSD, or at least the Tahi self-test.
Oh, okay.
You guys have one down there, Kevin. I set it up. Kevin fixed the scripts on it. You guys have one in the Voyager lab, yeah.
How do we know what's the IP address of this guy?
I am going to have to look that up.
Can you make a list of the important IP addresses that we need? Because that would be one.
Yeah.
And, I don't even know Caribbean and Tobago and those IP addresses, if they're accurate anywhere on any list.
Yeah.
So anything that we're using, are we using any of these things?
No, we're not. These two, and this one, I don't even know what this one is, but no, everything on here except for conformance, we're not using. It's the old interop setup.
Okay.
With the Tahi version of interop.
Okay.
That's the Mamba board
The Mamba board, the blue board.
Yeah.
It's still functional?
Yeah.
Does it? Okay. It has an IP address, obviously. Somewhere.
Currently it's hooked up to interop, so I don't know that it would have a P4 address. It's isolated at the moment.
All right.
If you want it on the network, I usually just grab this green cable and stick it in there. It's hooked up to the switch, which is Unit 1. Unit 1.
So we can figure that out. We can also grab a.
Yeah, I had a terminal server set up here. Two of the connections are the routers, and then the two other ones are for printers. The first one I usually use for interop, which I think I hooked it up to there. But.
Okay. Yeah. So if I wanted to, on these terminal servers, how do you know what their IP address is? Do you have to plug into the console port somehow?
In order to change it, you can either do it in the console port or in the web page. I just know the IP address. It's another something I can add to the list.
Ian says he's going to add it to the list. Yeah, that's exactly what we need, because we have no idea how to get into any of this stuff.
I mean, we have PuTTY, and we make lists in our PuTTY setup for everything, or we just memorize it.
But that's why we wanted to go through the lab here. We have a lot of questions.
Yeah.